And we're back with another episode of Culinary Trapping, Food for Thought, and we got another terrific guest on the show. My dog Tyler with
What's up?
Cafe Azteca.
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 What's up,
Say it
man?
again. Say it again.
Azteca.
Azteca.
Cafe Azteca or Aztec coffee in translation.
Oh.
It's backwards. In Spanish, it's backwards.
See, I'm learning something new already. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, he owns a local coffee shop here down in San Marvelous, aka San Marcos, with some of the most fire coffee, Jamaica tea.
Jamaica, yeah.
Jamaica tea. He has goodies, all of that. I mean, we're gonna get into that. But what we cooking today, though, I mean, it's raining outside, so we want like a home cooked meal, something your grandma would make, you know what I'm saying? So we just, in the Instant Pot, we got the corned beef going. I mean, that's a long process. We couldn't really do it on the show. But basically with the corned beef, we took Tyler slid me some of the coffee grounds. So I sprinkled some of that on the corned beef. Sounds kind of crazy, but I'm telling you, it's fire. I did that. I seared it in the pan, and then I threw it in the Instant Pot, and used a pressure cooker to get it nice and tender. So when you see it, you can be like, "Oh my God, that's culinary trapping."
It sounds good. You can smell it. As I was walking up the stairs, I'm like, I don't even gotta look at the door. It's this one.
It's this one.
Yeah.
We trapping in here, boy. We trapping. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we got the cabbage. We gonna throw that in right now. We gonna saute it first, because everybody loves sauteed cabbage. Then we gonna add a little bit of beef broth and let it just chill, so it's gonna really soak up all the flavors.
I've never had sauteed cabbage.
Oh, you in for a treat, my friend. In for a treat. And then lastly, cornbread. Who doesn't love cornbread? And who doesn't love blueberries?
Yeah.
Combine them both.
And you said you put sugar in your cornbread?
And you put sugar in the cornbread too. Blueberry cornbread. Have you ever heard of something like that? Yeah, we really trapping out here on this rainy day, but let's get this show going. Let's get it going. So tell the people who you are, Tyler. What do you do? Where you from? What's up? Who is Tyler from Cafe Azteca, aka Aztec Coffee?
That's it, man. My name is Tyler Trejo. I own Cafe Azteca here in San Marcos. I've been around for about a year and a half. We do specialty coffee from all over the world. We go to great lengths to get this coffee, so we get it from our friends in San Antonio. We got friends in Corpus and Denver, and we get coffee from Kenya, Ethiopia, Mexico, Colombia, Guatemala, whatever's in season. So our coffee's good. Come try it. San Marcos, it's good coffee.
So basically, you plugged in on the coffee.
That's it, yeah.
So how did you find somebody to get coffee? You said from Denver?
Yeah. So
how did you find that? Like, we're all the way here in Texas. Denver that's a little bop to get to, you know what I'm saying?
So social media does a good job of bringing people together. So we got with the folks at Huckleberry out of Denver, and they have some of the best coffee available in the state. So they get coffees from places you ain't even heard of, with like flavors you ain't even tasted before. So you can we got this one coffee from Kenya, this chocolate strawberry. So it tasted like a chocolate strawberry. It's so good. So we got with them. We got people out in San Antonio, our friends at the White Elephant. We get our coffee from them. That's Mexico, and our espresso beans. And Driftwood, we just got this Tanzania. Super good. It's blueberry with peanuts. So it's really good flavors. People from all over the country making some good coffee.
Wait, you said blueberry with peanuts
So
coffee.
you look at it like it's weird, but when you take a sip of the coffee and you get the dryness of the peanuts. So that checks off the dryness of the peanuts.
Okay.
And then you get the fruity bitterness of like the blueberry. And when it cools down and you smell the pot, it smells like you have blueberries in there.
See, the whole world of coffee is crazy.
It's crazy, man. And people think that like you put blueberries and peanuts when you roast it to make it taste that way, but whatever it grows around is what it picks up the flavor. It's like wine. So whatever wine and coffee grows around, that's why the fertile soil. I don't know if you've seen like in movies, like in Africa, it's like red clay soil ish.
Yeah.
So it's like red. So that gives it the distinct flavor in a lot of African coffees. It's really fruity, really floral. It's bright, so it's almost like a tea.
And so, I mean, obviously, you really invested into the coffee culture, man. That all this is new information to me. I mean, I'm used to just regular decaf.
Yeah.
You put me on game. So, I mean, the next thing, I mean, with all this knowledge, I know you probably had to start at a young age the first time you had coffee. So, like, what was the first time you had coffee? Like, well, how old were you, first of all?
I was probably like 10 years old. 10
years old?
Yeah.
Drinking coffee?
It's instant coffee, so it's called.
I know you was bad as a kid. I know it.
They used to tie me up when we used to go to Mexico. They tied me up as a kid. I was just too hyper, but it was Nescafe. It's instant coffee. Basically, you just put a spoonful, and kind of what we just did. Basically, a spoonful of coffee, mix it up in the hot water. You add your sugar and milk, and that's the way you do it. I think I was about 10 years old. When I first had my first cup of coffee.
Oh man,
so
that's wild. That's wild. Like he said, that's what we're sipping on. Some of the coffee
that's
he
it.
Made. What kind of coffee was this again?
This was half Ethiopian, half Colombian.
Okay. The coffee is fire, by the way.
We trap it. We made it with a strainer and hot water. It's not nothing fancy. Just a strainer and hot water.
But it's
good.
Getting the job done.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not even sitting on the chair right now. No, I'm lying. Definitely sitting down. But as far as like your coffee, like people in the coffee industry, like who really like influenced you to not only open up your own shop, but to really excel? Like I say, this is some of the, I won't even say some of the best coffee in San Marcos.
Yeah.
Easily, bar none. So like, who were some of like your outside influencers?
So in San Antonio, so the coffee scene is, I guess before I answer that, the reason why I got into coffee is because there was no representation as far as my culture in coffee. It was zero, none. Now it's a beautiful thing to see black and brown people owning coffee shops, taking ownership in the coffee community. Because at the end of the day, it comes from our countries, whether not Kenya, Ethiopia. Rwanda gets really good coffee, Colombia, Guatemala, Mexico. And I think it's cool now to see a whole bunch of people of color owning coffee shops and bringing their traditions and recipes into the coffee game. So honestly, without sounding really weird, that there really wasn't anyone to look up to as far as like a model. But people
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So people I respected and I guess look up to. Actually, no, one was the White Elephant in San Antonio. Dorian, Jose, and the crew down there are really, really cool. So as I was starting up, I met them actually while I was already getting started. So they really helped me along the way, and just to know how to do it. But there wasn't really like a role model of like the kind of coffee I wanted to do, the type, more cultural, more in tune with where the coffee comes from. Unfortunately, everyone just doesn't really care where it comes from as long as it tastes good.
Unfortunately,
and so for me, I think there was, I guess I look up to. Now there's a lot of people. You can kind of like pick and choose where you draw your influences from. So now there's a lot of people doing really good stuff. I was just telling you earlier about those cats out in Atlanta, about that black coffee event.
Oh yeah.
And then we have a lot of Mexican roasters coming up in the game. It's really exciting to see the transition of the coffee community. So it's really, really cool.
That's wild, man. Like I say, we gonna dig deeper into the coffee culture because I don't think y'all realize how deep it really gets just within this one cup of coffee. How much culture there is in it. But in the meantime, we gonna get this cornbread going, throw it in the oven, and we gonna be right back. We're back, still sipping coffee, still culinary trapping on food for thought. You dig with your boy, the culinary trapper. Man, this caffeine is getting to me, dog. I think you can hear it in my voice.
It's just normal for me. I mean, I drink coffee every day. Puts me to sleep.
Yeah, I barely drink coffee. I feel like I could like run up like 50 flights of stairs. Exaggeration, but you get the point.
We're on the 3rd floor. We can get down pretty quick.
Pretty quick. 5 seconds. But we're not going to do that because we still cooking, right?
That's right.
So basically what we did, we took the cabbage that we had, and we put it in the Instant Pot with the corned beef.
Smells good.
The smell in here is magnificent. Like the coffee is real. Oh my God, that's all I got to say about that one. But it's a very coffee infused episode.
That's right.
Right? And we love our coffee out here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
You like your coffee?
Yeah.
Love your coffee?
I love my coffee. Yeah.
You like Starbucks?
Nah.
See, you see how he paused, right? The reason we don't like Starbucks is there's no culture in Starbucks. Zero culture in Starbucks. So that's we've talked about peanut blueberry coffee, coffee from Rwanda, Colombia, all of that. Those are all culturally rich places.
That's right.
So it has to be a lot of culture in coffee, right?
It's so coffee culture in a whole, if you look at it, it's probably one of the most diverse things that you can possibly drink. You just from the simple fact is you have a farmer that harvests his crop, which takes about 3 years to produce one little seed to a big coffee plant. About 3 years. So if you can imagine in all 3 of those years, the amount of people that handle the plant, water it, give it care, cultivate it, then you get the cherry, separate the cherry, you got the coffee bean, and you have all the people that do that process, all the people that roast it, and then it comes to your average Joe, either at home or your barista, i.e. me, Tyler the barista.
Yeah.
We handle the coffee. So from 3 years to when it gets to our espresso machines and coffee machines to your cup, so many hands have touched that. It's crazy to think that. So it's coffee culture is cool because the one thing that it does is it brings people together. So coffee is community, coffee is culture, coffee is conversation basically.
Coffee breeds conversation.
Yep.
Amen.
So wherever there's coffee, there's a conversation because it's unlike any other drink. You have to wait till it cools down because if not, you burn your throat.
Yeah, because you gotta take a sip. And you keep on talking.
Exactly. So you keep on talking. So the cool thing is, people in Kenya don't do coffee the same way people in Mexico do, or Ethiopia, vice versa. So over the summer, I had a young lady from Ethiopia. She basically gave us the rundown on their culture and how they treat coffee as like a ritual. So they basically get the coffee bean, go here, toast it at home, and have it like as a more spiritual kind of ceremony. And so they have what's called a jebna. And so when they make the coffee, they pour until everyone gets a sip. So no one is allowed to leave the table until everyone is done with their coffee. So talk about conversation. So if you got grandma over there sipping the coffee very, very slow, you can't leave the table until
grandma.
She's done. Hurry up,
grandma! Dang.
Yeah. And so it's cool because every culture has their way of the way they interpret coffee, and which is really cool because in Mexico we do coffee a lot different. We do. We add chocolate, we add cinnamon, we blend it with different spices, and that's how we enjoy our coffee. But at the end of the day, you're talking to somebody across the table with a cup of coffee. So that's the cool thing about coffee is it brings conversation, it brings people together, and so the culture of coffee is basically it comes from black and brown countries, culture countries. Yeah, it's put it out there.
Amen.
I don't know if they grow coffee in the States.
I wouldn't want to know, to be honest.
So the different places where it comes from is very fertile, very rich in culture. So every coffee comes with their own culture. So that's the cool thing about coffee.
Man, that's like we've been saying, culture is in coffee.
That's it.
Because coffee brings communication.
Actually, we can say coffee brings communication. Coffee brings culture. Coffee brings community.
Oh, wow.
Community, yeah, because it takes a community.
3 years.
3 years. And mind you, when you get a coffee shop, you plan it in a community. So coffee shops are the hub sometimes of a community. Yeah. You get, people in there just doing homework, people, old folks reading the newspaper, people, writing resumes, but it's a community of people. coming together for one drink.
I mean, date ideas too.
Exactly.
I mean, inexpensive. Hey. I'm dropping game right now. Inexpensive, you know.
I've actually, I was, this past week, I was a Tinder meetup spot at the coffee shop. So people, I don't know whether that's a good idea or they felt safe. So they felt safe to come.
Yeah, that's good. A nice public space where you two can enjoy a cup of coffee
with conversation.
Yep.
The last thing you want to do on a date is look at your phone and try to figure out what time it is to leave.
Exactly. So, I guess my next question is, all right, so let's say you're at Cafe Azteca, you got a little bit of extra time at the end of the day, and for some reason, you can invite anybody, dead or alive, to have a cup of coffee with you to bring conversation. Who would you invite?
It's gonna be man, it's a hard question.
It always is a hard question. I done heard Jesus.
Honestly, I think it'd be Jesus.
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 Jesus,
if you're in Spanish. Yahweh, if you're
Yahweh. Yeah.
Yeshua. What else is there?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Honestly, I think Jesus.
So, what would you ask him?
I would say what made him think of coffee. I mean,
so that's what you would.
That's the first thing.
You have the opportunity to talk to Jesus, and you gonna ask this man, "Hey, dog. Hey, what made you think of coffee?"
That'd be a lot of questions on what I'd ask Jesus. History questions for sure. But I think, man, being a biblical man of myself, being a man of faith, I just want some of the basic life questions answered, like what's our purpose here? What's some simple stuff? Get some good valuable questions, and ask them, hey, when are you gonna get on the Culinary Trapping episode?
For real, I mean.
Hey, can you imagine Jesus like just beaming down on Culinary Trapping? What do you think he'd want to eat?
Are you listening? I think I heard him.
Yeah?
I think I heard him.
I felt him in the spirit.
I think I heard him.
What do you think he would want to cook?
Man.
Some lamb?
You know, he definitely, if he's on the episode, we definitely having fish.
That's it.
Cause I'm about to bring him them 2 fish, two red snappers.
You're about to hit the door, everyone from down the street.
Yep, and then it's just gonna multiply. We feeding all the San Marcos, baby. Hey. Oh my God! But the food's almost ready. We gonna wrap this up soon. We'll be right back, cause we are ready to eat. Trap. We are finished with our home cooked meal here on Food for Thought, Culinary Trapping with my dog Tyler from Cafe Azteca, aka Azteca Coffee.
Company Co.
Bar coffee. That's all you need to know, right? That's all you need to know. So we're gonna wrap it up so we can eat real quick. Once again, we got the world famous Cafe Azteca coffee, corned beef.
Corned beef, yeah.
And we got some of the cabbage too that was in the same juices as the corned beef, so it's gonna be fire. And the blueberry cornbread.
That looks good.
And it's all about to be it's about to go down. But before we get to that, food makes me happy. I don't know what makes you happy.
Yep, food.
But food makes you happy too. Bet. We all happy there right now. But my question is, what's your definition of happiness to you?
Happiness is doing what you love and being comfortable doing it and being able to provide for yourself and just having the balance in your life. That's happiness to me. Make sure your families get happy. Make sure you're happy with family. Doing what you love. At the end of the day, that's all you need is your family and doing what you love. And I think that brings happiness to me.
Amen. Love makes the world go round. And family is... Gotta have family, man.
That's right.
And family's not always blood. Remember that.
Yep.
Family is not always blood. So, like I said, we're hungry. But before we get to this food, Tyler, we thank you for coming on to the show.
Thanks
we
for
really
having me.
appreciate you, man. But we just want to know what can we look forward to from Cafe Azteca
That's the future.
in the future?
Hopefully, brick and mortar.
Oh,
That's the dream. Brick and mortar.
let's make it happen.
Cultivate more culture here in San Marcos.
Cultivating culture.
Have a culture hub. Have a place where people can come and just enjoy a cup of coffee, and just keep doing what we do and providing the best coffee in San Marcos at an affordable rate, which is
Very
important.
affordable. Very affordable.
Used to be a college student myself, so very good prices, and just keep doing what I love. As long as I can keep serving coffee, talking to people, meeting great people, such as my man Jeremy here, Culinary Trapping.
Yo.
That's I think that would be a good future for me, as long as I get to keep serving coffee and doing what I like to do.
Hey, that's dope, man. So how can we follow you, man? You got any social media handles you might want to? Twitter, IG, what you got? What you got?
So the IG, the real IG, shout out to the real IG, Smoothies if he's watching, is cafe.azteca, CAFE.AZTECA, Azteca. On Facebook, we're Cafe Azteca, and then my personal is Tyler.Texas. So give us a follow. We're pretty interesting. Always trying to keep it pretty culinary trapping, pretty poppin'.
Yep, real food for real people, as they say.
Real coffee for real people.
Remix.
Exactly, a little remix there. So follow us. It's never a dull moment on our Instagram. Always have good content. So give us a follow.
Hey, that's for sure. And just make sure to follow us on Twitter at Culinary Trapping. No G. Follow us on IG, Culinary Trapping with the G. Hit that like on Facebook, Culinary Trapping with the G. With the G. And then make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the video.
Hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the little ringer on the side to get him notified.
Yeah,
next time he's got a video.
Notify you, because as you see, we have amazing guests every time.
Thank you.
Every time.
That food
man.
looks amazing. So
It really do, and I am like really hungry, and I have a lot of caffeine in my system. So we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Until next time, to all my culinary trappers out there, remember, real food for real people, or for this episode, real coffee for real people. Hey, we out.